What's up, besties, and welcome back to another episode of Love and Money Talks, a space where we share real life stories about money matters in relationships. Today we're pausing the series to bring you guys a super special announcement, one that I cannot wait to share with you guys. This is something that has been coming up in the works, and I have seen the amount of work, blood, sweat, tears, money that has went into it, and I actually cannot wait until you guys are a part of it. I am going to be with a guest. That's why I'm doing the intro by myself. This guest, you know very well. This guest you've probably met before. This guest is somebody that will give to others selflessly, regardless of the situation. If they're able to, they will do it. And I've had the privilege of seeing this person, grow into who they are today. And it has been such an incredible journey. If you haven't guessed who I'm talking about yet, let me introduce to you guys my guest, an accomplished, certified professional non-executive director. He has been instrumental in helping small and medium-sized enterprises make informed decisions based on the power of analysis. My guest also has nearly 2 decades of invaluable experience in the dynamic world of banking. And this one is a good one. He has not only interpreted, but also shaped strategic narratives within top management boardroom strategy sessions. I don't know about you guys, but my brain is already scrambling just reading out that introduction. This person is a big deal. I'm very hyped. I'm very excited. I hope you have guessed who I'm talking about, but if not, let's go on ahead and bring on our guest. This is my guest. This is him. This is my guest. Look at that. Shameless plug. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, yes, he is my guest. He is my husband. I usually say I'm here with Dizzy Basil, but look, I'm not going to take the words out of his mouth. I'm going to let him be the one doing the talking. But you know what? I was sitting here, I was filming your intro, and there were so many big words, like 20 years of invaluable experience, non-executive director. I want to almost take, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps back from me and our besties and ask you to actually, for the first time, to introduce yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Such a difficult thing to do. Besides being a husband, father to incredible kids, and a sibling to many siblings. I'm just a person who's curious about different type of things.
Yeah.
I read a post now about somebody who was still in high school and he opened up a spaza shop, and it took me back to me opening up a spaza shop. Remember when we got married, my best man also even spoke about those things. So for me, if I go back to my original self, looking back from now, I said the same as a person who embraces change, has never had anything constant, and through embracing change, a lot has really happened in my life.
Yeah, you need to teach me how you're able to embrace change, because I freak out first and then I'm like, oh my god, my world is coming to an end. But nonetheless, so you embrace change. This is who you are. Now, why are we here? What have you been cooking? Tell us, give us the scoop.
So the biggest thing that I've been working on is this project called a book, being an analyst book. It's a book that will actually set you up for success, especially in the knowledge economy. I'm one of those people that don't write New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Not because I always break them, but because they get outdated and I surpass them. And if you ask me this, not at the beginning of the year, if you ask me this by June this year, I wouldn't have known what we are going to talk about now, me being an author. So it has been an incredible journey. Normally when I say data, most of us were thinking one type of data, which is numbers. And in the book, I say data is just not numbers. What we are doing now is verbal, and we are sending the verbal data into somebody's mind, and it becomes clearer. And once you understand that your input into something is data, whether it's ones and zeros or it's words, whatever comes in is data that you're going to use to interpret. Let's make an example. If you hear applauding people, what signal does that make to you? Approval.
Somebody's winning.
Yeah, somebody's winning, is happy. Casino, cling cling, somebody. So you're taking in sound as data that comes in to make an analysis to say, therefore, it doesn't need math only. The whole point is, what do you take and what do you make out of it? And that's the whole book.
Yes, he has written a book, a whole entire book. I watched him go through the whole process. I thought he was just joking. At the beginning, I was like, oh, he's just messing around. But he was so committed. Blood, sweat, sleepless nights, you name it. Went into this book and you poured all of your whole being into that book.
I must say this, when I work, you don't see that I work because I'm always joking and I'm always... And it became that way.
Can you take us through the journey? I mean, yes, I saw behind the scenes. I wish I took pictures. I wish I made videos. But can you take us through the journey? What was in your head?
Before the journey of starting the book, I must take you back to 2018, 2019. You remember when I did my master's dissertation? So I did the whole year not getting much traction. And it was in December that I think my supervisor had already said, you know, it looks like you're not going to graduate. You're going to have to pay another year. I think at the time we were expecting Bunolo. And I was like, no ways I'm going to be studying with the newborn baby. There are no ways. I wrote my whole master's paper between the beginning of December and 2 weeks of Jan. I remember that 2 weeks in Jan, going towards the 15 deadline. Every day, even when I was at work, I didn't do nothing. I would just go to work and work on my paper. I don't know how did I still manage to balance the finances books. They were doing reporting and everybody in finance know that January is the most crazy time. But I was able to write my dissertation in that time. So with that in the back of my mind, I knew stuff are possible. It unlocked something else. Coming into writing a book, I already started writing small pieces. I think your besties know I'm always on YouTube channel. I would send out small tips here and there. But because they are short form content, it becomes even difficult to say, now how does it link up all together? It always creates that big question mark. And as I'm going through, even my publisher would see, every time I read it, I would add one more chapter. Every time I read it, I would add whatever more, and I'll say, this is not clear. And whenever they ask me to say clarify, I would be happy to say somebody is actually finally getting it. But it's not everything else that you need to know about analysis. This is just the beginning of the whole journey to help people with common questions that are coming out, more especially about the small topic called analysis. The guy or girl that prepares a graph that top management has to talk to.
So you say it like, you know, it's just a simple graph, but to be honest, if it was just a simple graph, why would we need analysts?
True.
You know, because then my 10-year-old should be able to slap together a graph and call it a day.
Which is true. And it's something that through what I've seen over the years, most of us, we take things for granted. You'd be given data and they say, slap it, create something quickly. And we just go in, we get frustrated at first. Something like Microsoft Excel is frustrating us with a small graph because we don't know the fundamentals of what is data. There is text data, there is numbers data, there's whatever. But once you understand what you're dealing with, you would know what next steps to take. So it becomes that, what do they call it, a sixth sense. You just pick it up to say, no, I cannot create a donut graph out of this. I cannot create a line graph because I only got 1 or 3 points. At the end of the day, we're talking about creating something that people will talk about or people will consume to understand where the problems are.
And you're amazing with analyzing data. Every time I have something to do with Excel, I'm always like, look, it's this whole bunch of stuff. What am I supposed to do with this? And he always like, oh, let me see. There you go. And that's just one thing that you are so good at. And I don't think you realize just how incredible that is, because not everybody can do that. We all have such different abilities. But at the same time, if you're pursuing a career into, you know, analysis, you would need to have that, whether you like it or not. Can you tell us now, who is this book for? If somebody, you know, a bestie is sitting there watching this video thinking, oh my God, that is so exciting. Is this book for them?
That's a good question, because most questions that I would get from my channel would be from aspiring analysts. So I'll be addressing, this is how you. But then when I wrote the book, I realized that most current analysts, there's things that we are not clear on. And I wrote the book with current analysts in mind to clear up that. But at the back of the foot, I still had aspiring analysts. So if you look at the first 2 chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 2, it's literally a roadmap to an analysis. And that's where I'm bringing in the aspiring analyst, but also with the same extent, I'm clearing to the current analyst who's thinking that the only way to analysis is through whatever door that they got in. If it was through the interview, they might go around telling people, go interview for the job. But I'm making them realize that you can actually be an analyst by different type of ways. So that when you are also already an analyst, you can also feel like, you know what, if I'm looking for the next role or the next job, let me just go try out this way. Let me just go try out that way. So it's for both aspiring and new analysts. I wrote the whole book, but then I realized when I was rereading the book that most of this, because the book is not written in a technical sense, there's no technical anything, there's no code in the book, it's just words. And I realized that actually professionals that actually needs to change careers can actually resonate with the book. But when you get to the end of the chapters, chapter 10, you realize that anybody can read that. It talks about understanding who you are. Understand how do you receive information. Are you a reader? Are you a listener? Are you a visual person? If you understand how you receive information and you understand how do you relay information, then you become untouchable.
With all of this said, when is the book coming? Where can we buy the book? And when can we buy the book?
So the book is coming 26 October. That's when we'll start shipping it out.
Are there going to be pre-sale orders before the actual day?
No, definitely.
We'll let you know where exactly you can purchase the book in terms of, either Take-A-Lot or a specific website. But right now, I'm urging you guys to keep your eyes peeled on beingananalyst.co.za. The book is officially out on his birthday on the 26th of October, which is, funny enough, in 5 weeks.
Yeah, true.
Almost 5 weeks. True. It's insane. But for right now, keep your eyes peeled on beingananalyst.co.za. That is his website. You'll be able to click on a pre-order link. But if you can't wait, because I know I cannot wait myself, be sure to pop us an email, sales@beingananalyst.co.za, or you can send me a DM on Instagram directly, and I'll be able to just pop you into the list and make sure that we have everything you need from you. I'm going to leave everything as usual in the description box down below.
Yeah.
I'm so jelly.
So if you want one of this, I'll organize.
Right?
Yeah, it's beautiful, eh?
It's gorgeous.
It's a nice logo. I should put the logo down here in all your videos.
Now he's pushing it. All I said was I'll be his finance manager, maybe his publicist, but that's it.
There you go.
How much am I getting paid for this? Half of the sales.
Whatever, you can even manage the bank.
The nice thing is we've worked so hard with this video series, Love and Money Talks, previously Marriage and Money. About money. Your money is my money. Aisha said it. I don't have to.
I think that Aisha, hey?
Yeah, you guys, that's the special announcement. That's what we wanted to bring forth to you guys. It has been a secret for 2 months?
Yes.
I don't even know if it's a secret because I think you did talk about it on your LinkedIn page, didn't you?
So I spoke about it for quite a while, but I know most of your besties are not following me on my side. You would have missed out. But it has been out for quite some time to say I'm working towards a book. I'm one of those people that if I know I need something, I push myself out there. I already push the date, I push everything else so that once that's done, we are in a journey to fulfilling to that date. Yeah. I
haven't read the book, but let me tell you, I am dying to read the book. I said to him, he needs to email me the manuscript because I wanted to print it and not bind it, clip it with a thing, and then I was going to get a frame. I'm still going to do it, but not now, after the book. Because then I'm going to be tempted to read it before the book.
After the book.
And I want to hold the book and smell it and read the actual book. I'm dying to read the book. And honestly, I think it's going to be beneficial for me too, because I'm at that crossroads with my career as well,
true.
So you guys, pencil this in your diaries, in your calendar, mark it with red or write it with a red pen so you don't forget. 26th of October, that's the day. If you want to change your career, like you said, if you want to get into analysis, if you want to explore analysis, if you want to know more about the world of being an analyst, he's done the hard work for us. Let's just consume it in. We'll be back next week, regular programming. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Bye, besties.